What's the impact of the Fractionator?
The impact of the Fractionator is when I am able to work with a founder and get them to a point where their phone stops ringing and people in the organization have accountability and are able to make decisions without running everything past the owner.
Why do so many business owners feel trapped in their own business?
Many founders have created a monster in their business. They basically created a job for themselves. They have done every job, every position in the organization, and so they know how to do everything up to a certain point, and so they feel like they need to be involved in all aspects of the business.
And so the business has come to a point where it's, making a lot of money, but it's burning down all at the same time?
A little bit of both. So when a founder reaches out, they have typically reached a tipping point in their business where the systems that they have put in place are not scalable. They've worked up to this point. They've been successful through brute force. They have not built out the systems that make business easy.
Is that because they're tied to every system? Or
It's because they're tied to every system, but it's also because they just don't know what systems need to be automated, what systems need to be delegated. So an outsider coming in to help them analyze what are they doing and how are they doing it can provide clarity on what they need to delegate.
So when a business brings you in as a fractional COO, as the Fractionator, what changes?
The mindset changes of the founder as well as the team members. My job is to help those founders realize that they can outsource to team members to get things done. They don't have to do everything. They don't have to make every decision. And helping those team members to be empowered to understand where the organization is going so that they can make those decisions when necessary.
You call yourself the Fractionator. Why are you different than maybe any other fractional COO?
The Fractionator is a little play on words of fractional integrator. In the EOS community, I am an integrator. And so with the Fractionator, I come in and look at the whole business from an EOS perspective as well as from a non-EOS perspective to really get clarity on each individual organization and what systems they need in place to grow and scale.
Do you think there's some ways that an EOS exclusive person doesn't capture all the opportunity available in the world that there is in technology and such?
I would say that there's gaps in EOS. So EOS is a good solid framework to build upon, and a lot of my clients have been using implementers and have implemented EOS or self-implemented, but there are gaps around EOS in every organization that also need to be filled in to grow that business and take it to the next level.
So you talk a lot about having the right person in the right seat. How do you come into a business and really understand what is broken and who's in the wrong seats?
I tell people all the time, business is easy, people are hard. And as soon as you inject the first employee in an organization, it makes it difficult. It's 100% true. Just mapping out who is responsible for what and who reports to who is an amazing exercise to find the problems. I ask initially, where are the problems in your business? And most of them identify some things, and then once we map out that accountability chart and help them understand who's sitting in seats, then it's very clear where the problems are and where we need to spend time to make adjustments, whether move the person to another seat or move them out of the business altogether.
How do you identify the warning signs when a business is coming to the breaking point of systems and founder capabilities?
One of the ways I identify when a business is heading toward a breaking point is the founder is burnout. The founder is working 80 hours a week and just cannot take any time off. So when I ask a founder how often they're taking vacation or whether they can take a vacation and they tell me they can't or they don't take vacations, that's a big indicator to me that there's a problem in that business, that he or she is holding things together. Founders not being able to step away from the business is a huge red flag.
Walk us through the transformational process of you coming into a founder-led business.
When I walk into a founder-led business that's struggling, many times they have implemented EOS, they have worked with pieces of EOS, but they really haven't built out the complete foundation. The teams are not having level 10s. They're not actually following the process. There's scorecards that are missing, so they can't see the dashboard to know what's going on in the business and whether they're on track or off track. My process is to come in and analyze all aspects of the business to see what's broken and figure out what levers we need to pull to implement the change we need to implement.
You've compared your work with McDonald's Speedy system. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so if you go back, and there's a great movie called The Founder, and if you watch that movie, one of the things that Ray Kroc figured out, it wasn't the hamburgers, it was the processes that were consistent, that they delivered the same results over and over again. And they made things fast and efficient and provided a consistent experience. One of the things that you see now, it's Chick-fil-A. McDonald's is no longer the example. If you have a Chick-fil-A experience, that is the pinnacle of a couple of things. One is its culture. Excellent culture drives efficiency in a business, just naturally ends up happening, but also constantly fine-tuning the business, constantly checking and adjusting and pivoting. We have a Chick-fil-A that recently, I watched it. It looked like a nice building, been out there probably 5 or 10 years. They knocked that thing down to the ground, rebuilt it from scratch to make it more efficient because they had a more efficient drive-through and pickup process. They're probably the pinnacle of what I see right now. If you marry culture and process together, that's what businesses need to be thinking about, especially founder-led businesses that are scaling. How do you identify and document and communicate the culture, but then how do you build the efficiency with it?
What's the biggest shift a founder will see when bringing you into their business?
Biggest shift a founder is going to see when they bring me in the business is to help them understand that they can work on the business instead of working in the business. And that manifests itself in a couple of different ways. One, their phone stops ringing. Another is their team starts making decisions. A third is, and I've talked to several founders, they said, I didn't even know something happened until 3 weeks after it happened. And they're excited about that because the solution was made without them. And so founder-led businesses that work with me discover that they love their business again. They hated their job. Now they end up loving their business because they're working on the business instead of in the business.
What kind of measurable results are your clients seeing?
Increase in production. Sales is typically on track. They're getting sales, but they're having trouble delivering results. And one of the things I see regularly is their timeline to delivery decreases, which means they're able to service more clients faster and get quicker results. With people, with equipment, with machinery, you only have a limited amount of capacity. So if you can streamline processes and improve the efficiency of how you operate, that is one of the triggers that my clients see.
For any founder watching, they're feeling overwhelmed. What's that first step that they need to take?
That first step is to reach out for help. A lot of founders just don't feel like asking for help or don't feel like they can ask for help. There's a lot of pride involved in being a founder, and they think everybody else's business, because when you ask somebody over coffee how their business is doing, everybody says it's great. Oh, we're busy as ever. We're making lots of money, and that's not reality. Any founder that is watching this video and looks at this, they need to reach out for help. They need to understand that there is help out there. There are fractional COOs, second-in-commands, that can help them in their business. And there is hope that after that happens, you can really transform your business much quicker than you realize. That's one of the feedback I've gotten from several business owners is, I didn't realize we could get this much done in 6 months or 9 months. I thought this was going to take years. And it doesn't have to. If you're a founder that really wants to transform your business, it absolutely can happen.